just a countdown, matter of few days, and you will get to know the schedule of what the Lok Sabha elections are going to look like. It's likely to come out this week. Of course, a lot around how there's only one member in the entire election commission that exists right now. That's the chief election commissioner. The other election commissioner just resigned 2 days ago. Reasons not known. There's also this entire fact of how one election commissioner had retired earlier. So with one CEC in place, the dates should be known very soon. But today our focus is not really the dates. But right before this election, there seems to be a lot happening with infrastructure development. Now, let me give you what I'm talking about. The Mumbai Coastal Project Road has finally been inaugurated. It's going to be opened to the public tomorrow. That's the southbound arm, and 9.5 kilometers of the 10.58 kilometer high-speed corridor of the coastal road will be open to the traffic for the public tomorrow onwards. It's a big push, another thing that people will hope will be able to help them in their commuting. It's a huge challenge to be able to travel not only across Maharashtra, but in Mumbai for that matter, and people really hoping this will be one of their rescue roads, if I may say so. But the inauguration of this was delayed repeatedly as VIPs were unavailable, according to several reports which emerged from Chief Minister to Prime Minister. If, you know, even officials from within the BJP in Maharashtra are supposed to be believed. Well, if the opposition in Maharashtra has been claiming repeatedly the same, Chief Minister Shinde himself had claimed that this would have been opened in January, and we are already mid-March. That's when the inauguration has happened today. Now, what is Uddhav Thackeray talking about?
समुद्री महामार्ग सुद्धा जो आहे कोस्टल रोड हे आपल्या शिवसेनेचं स्वप्न आपण पुरं करतोय. ते महापालिकेने केले. एक सुद्धा त्या इंडियाने काही त्याच्यात केलेलं नाही. देवेंद्रने तर सोडूनच द्या, आणि प्रधानमंत्रींचा त्याच्याशी दुरान्वयाने संबंध आहे. आता तो सुद्धा 2 दिवसानंतर उद्घाटन करतात. अर्धा मुर्दा, अर्धवट. ही लोक अर्धवटच आहे, त्याच्यामुळे अर्धवटच कामाची उद्घाटन करतात. लोकच अर्धवट आहेत. ते अर्धवट लोक अर्धवटच काम करणार, पण क्रेडिट घ्यायला श्रेय तो अजूनही पूर्ण झालेला नाही. एक मार्ग का उघडणार, कशाला घाई करताय?
Well, the claims here are very clear that the government has not done anything on it. The work was done, much of the work was done earlier itself, and that it lingered between VIP culture for inaugurations and therefore the delay. But that being one part of what we are looking at today. Let's look at the other side, the blitzkrieg inaugurations or the foundation laying by Prime Minister Modi from airport terminals. And if we can have the graphics with the details that have come up from airport terminals to railway stations to highways, universities. Prime Minister has been traveling across states from north to south to east to west, announcing projects, doing inaugurations. But this is what Prime Minister Modi has had to say.
चुनाव के मौसम में पहले क्या हुआ करता था? पहले की सरकारों में बैठे हुए लोग जनता की आंख में धूल झोंकने के लिए घोषणाएं कर देते थे. कभी कभी तो इनकी हिम्मत इतनी होती थी कि पार्लियामेंट में भी रेलवे की नई नई योजनाएं घोषित कर देते थे. बाद में कोई पूछने वाला नहीं. कोई मेहरबानी करके इसको चुनाव के चश्मे से न देखें. ये विकास की मेरी अनंत यात्रा का अभियान है, और मैं 2047 तक देश को विकसित भारत बनाने के संकल्प के लिए तेज गति से दौड़ रहा हूं. तेज गति से देश को दौड़ा रहा हूं.
I'm being joined right now by Asif Bhamla, spokesperson for BJP, Krishna Hegde, who's a Shiv Sena spokesperson, Sujata Paul, spokesperson for Congress, as well as Chandrasekhar Jha, leader for the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena faction. Thank you very much, all four of you. Why don't I just go across to you, Sujata Paul, first? You heard what Prime Minister Modi said in his speech just yesterday that this has nothing to do with elections. Well, it may very well, but my question is this: Ram Mandir done, CAA done, UCC done. You may say what you have to say about all of these things, and all of these things have its own space in the political contours and the climate that may emerge. But is Prime Minister Modi also managing to change the narrative or to win the narrative of being a person who's pushing for development? And he said this, Viksit Bharat 2047. How do you look at this?
This is to divert attention from another weapon of mass destruction, and that is the resignation of the election commissioner. The fact is that when the SBI has got a tight slap on its face, and you should have seen Mr. Harish Salve, and we all watched him, I'm sure you did too, the way he has been put in his place because the Honorable Supreme Court's orders were not being obeyed. I think today it is a time to see how you can distract people, and that is why you have a number of announcements coming, whether it is about the CAA, because the CAA rule should have been notified much earlier. When was the last patient of coronavirus in the news? But this has to be done now, and as far as announcements are concerned, you were saying, Uddhav ji was being shown, and he was saying that this was done much earlier, and because of the VIP culture, this was not inaugurated till now. But the fact is that with the Prime Minister around, you cannot have anybody inaugurating anything. Even if it is a drain which has been rebuilt, it has to be done by the Prime Minister, and if it is being done before elections, I can well understand. But look at the way he is going all out.
Okay, your answer is taken, Sujata. I'm going to reiterate my question as well in case you want to add something to that before I go to Asif Bhamla as well. Your points are taken. They are going to be political weapon. I mean, of course, it's going to be getting the political counters as well. But is Prime Minister Modi, every time Prime Minister Modi is criticized, including recently by the opposition in the joint rally that we saw, you suddenly had Modi ka parivar. You had what happened with Chokidar in the earlier elections. And now with the opposition claiming that, hey, listen, these are just inaugurations or these are just foundation layings with the eye on polls, is now Prime Minister Modi managing to bring in a perception and a political narrative of being very focused on development? Is that a political assertion that now BJP is building on for its campaigns as well?
Sneha, you're correct that he's trying to build a perception. But the fact is that Modi ka parivar, BJYM has tweeted a photograph where there's not one single girl, one single woman in the picture. So we know who Modi's parivar is, Asa Ram and Ram Rahim, and all these people belong to his family, Brij Bhushan Charan Singh, Kuldeep Singh Sengar, Chinmay Anand, all that is done.
Okay, I've given you a lot of time. Let me just go across to Asif Bhamla as well. Let me just get in others as well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is...
Can I come in now?
Just 5 seconds.
Hello.
What I'm saying is when you are coming up with these inaugurations, people want to know why is it that these projects were not, we didn't get these projects before now.
All right, Asif Bhamla, I have to go to Asif Bhamla. Asif Bhamla, you heard what Sujata Paul has said, and you also heard what Uddhav Thackeray has said. The two are not unrelated. The two are very much connected. And politics is also about this. Of course, development can very much be part of the political narrative. But opposition saying, why is this coming before elections?
No, it's nice to see unconnected parties getting connected. At least to come on a common minimum program against Modi ji. That is the whole idea. Well, let me not get into that, and we are not interested to even talk about what the Sena is speaking or the Congress speaking. We are well focused. We have our drive. We have the Prime Minister who has a Vikas ki Anant, who's on a Vikas ki Anant Yatra, and who's for a Viksit Bharat for till 2047. Now coming back to today's inauguration in Mumbai, because we all are from Mumbai, and this is Maharashtra is one of the most prestigious coastal project, and this project has faced so much of opposition. I mean, right from the entire left to the academia, to the environmentalists, to the urban planners, to the transport experts, to the local, people. We had a lot of issues with the Kohli Samaj there also, of course, and it was an issue where we had Devendra Fadnavis ji, who stood steadfast. जिसे आज लोग कहते हैं ना डेवलपमेंट फडणवीस जी, ये संकल्पना उनकी जब वो चीफ मिनिस्टर बने थे तब से चालू थी। सारे क्लियरेंसेस तब लिए गए। इस 2.5 साल का जो कार्यकाल इन्हें जब मिला गया था, उसमें इन्होंने केवल और केवल उसमें रुकावटें, उसमें कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स को बुलाकर, आज आई वाज प्रेजेंट एट द कोस्टल इनॉग्रेशन वेयर द ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर एकनाथ जी, the deputy CM Devendra ji and Ajit Pawar ji, they were exhibiting the ways there was extortions that were being asked by the ruling MVA in this 2.5 years term कि नहीं ये कैसे हो रहा है, वो कैसे हो रहा है। तो अड़थड़ा डालने की उन्होंने तमाम कोशिश की, लेकिन मुद्दा ही लाख बुरा चाहे तो क्या होता है, जहां देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी हो, एकनाथ शिंदे हो और अजीत पवार हो, वहां एक विकसित भारत का संकल्प और सपना पूरा हो रहा है, और महाराष्ट्र नहीं बल्कि देश भर देख रहा है। बट let me tell you, this doesn't stop here. The buck doesn't stop to Maharashtra. Let me go ahead. He has funded the maximum funds to all the opposition states, right from Telangana. Let me tell you, the major infrastructure structure push goes by the Prime Minister. He has inaugurated 15 airports. You're aware about it. The projects across the country in the northeast, which is the most deprived states there. So the development project
we have all the details on the screen of the recent big inaugurations, announcements. We have it on our screen.
Give me 5 seconds. जो कांग्रेस के मेरे प्रवक्ता उन्हें मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि कांग्रेस रूल स्टेट तेलंगाना में हमने 7,200 करोड़ की निधि दी है। ये हिम्मत नरेंद्र मोदी में है।
Okay. All right. Okay. Now let me just go into Chandrasekhar Jha. Chandrasekhar Jha, how do you respond to what Prime Minister Modi has been saying and what BJP as well as Asif Bhamla for that matter has said? Uddhav Thackeray said what he said. He said, listen, there's nothing which the government has done. Why were these delays for the inauguration at all? But look at what BJP is saying, look at the names. Development Fadnavis. Look at what Prime Minister is called. Look at the way the names are made, tags are created, it's taken to people. Isn't that what elections is about as well? Apart from other issues as well, of course, but the perception.
See, the first perception which Mr. Asif Bhamla has created, that all the development works are carried out by Mr. Modi only, and nobody else is responsible for all these development works. Let me tell clearly, the government was run for 2.5 years by Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, and that government itself was collaborating with this project for a long time. And this project is the realization of that moment, the work which was going between the Corona period, and this project has been done in that time, basically. And now all the credit goes to Mr. Modi and Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. It's completely baseless and wrong. And it has to be seen that at the moment the elections are going to be declared, and these kind of things which are being raised now, it clearly shows that it will go for elections, and how Mr. Modi is presenting the concerned countrymen about this projects being inaugurated and all these things. So Mr. Asif Bhamla has failed on the first point, and the basic reason of going into this, declaring the whole kind of projects in the country is currently going on for the elections. It is very known. And it cannot be said at this moment that these projects could not have been inaugurated before this. This project could have been inaugurated much before this, because it was ready and it was expected that it has to be inaugurated.
Krishna Hegde, you've heard what is being said right now. The point is, sure, speak about development, make it an election issue. I mean, it's a win-win for citizens if you make development in election issue. But just to garner votes or just to garner the limelight, why delay inauguration of crucial projects or announcement of crucial projects or inauguration of crucial projects when the project isn't even completed fully? And there are instances of this not only in Maharashtra but across in India for that matter. So why the rush?
So are you asking me the question?
Yes, Mr. Krishna Hegde, it's to
Hello?
you.
Yeah. So first, let me tell the
Yes, Mr.
respected and
Krishna Hegde, if you
honorable
can hear
Congress
me.
spokesperson and Uddhav Thackeray spokesperson that since January 1st, the Honorable Prime Minister has launched or given to the nation almost 10 lakh crore of development work within a span of not even 100 days. So it is not right now that things are happening. Before that, it was the Ram Mandir, Article 370, 180 welfare schemes, which touched across all sections of society. It was the work doing during COVID. It was Chandrayaan. It was a new parliament. I can go on and the list is endless. Over that, even now, when in Maharashtra, if you see, this is the government which works 24 by 7. And we had not only the coastal road now, but also the Atal Setu before this. We had the ceiling before that. We had the Mumbai Metro. We had the Navi Mumbai Metro. We had the BKC, arm of the flyover. We had the Navi Mumbai Thane flyover. And there are so many of these projects
Okay.
which neither the chief minister nor the deputy chief ministers even went to inaugurate, and it was thrown directly to the public to use for the benefit of the public. So it is not that every time we are going for
Right.
inaugurations. Secondly, what Uddhavji is saying or his spokesperson is saying that we are responsible. Devendra Fadnavis ji, as a legislator, I am myself aware that he was responsible for the coastal road initially, and it was his brainchild. Now, taking someone else's credit is a different story, but I must tell you about the Maha
Okay.
Vasuli
All
Agadi.
right.
They had stopped the work on the metro. They had stopped the work on the coastal road. They had stopped all development works in Mumbai and across Maharashtra. And that's why they were known as the Mahavasuli Agadi. The Honorable Chief Minister of that time did not go to
Okay.
Mantralaya even twice.
Let me just go
And he
across to
addressed the
Sujata
state.
as well as
No, he
Asif
addressed the
Bhamla for
state.
a
No, I
minute
want to make
each.
an important point. He addressed the state only on
Go
Facebook.
ahead.
He did not even come out of his house. And they are calling even the industry, the meeting which chairs the industry where you get in foreign proposals, meeting was not taken for over a year, out of 2.5 years.
All right. Okay.
Can you,
Point
this
taken. Let
was,
me just go across to
standstill
Sujata Paul.
government.
Sujata, again,
It was
look
a
at what is being saying. Look at the full form of MVA that was churned out at this point. You heard Krishna Hegde make that full form. You heard Development Fadnavis. I mean, it catches your attention. How much of that penetrates into votes, that's for people. But when you go to people and you speak like this, look at the narrative that has been spun just on this show. That work was going on from the new parliament building to Ram Mandir to 370 to CAA, and then a flood of inaugurations and the maximum money that's given to opposition states as well. Sujata, how are you looking at this ahead of elections? How's the opposition going to counter this?
Yeah, just two things. Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who's the deputy chief minister, is being given the credit. That means that they recognize that Eknath Shinde has done nothing at all. Zilch. Secondly,
No, no, we are talking
for the
about when
prime
the
minister,
project
it's very
started.
convenient. Can I complete? I didn't speak in between. So when you talk about the government projects being inaugurated or announced, now what is happening here is that the prime minister goes from one place to the other, using the platform of the government to criticize the opposition and use it for his election campaign, whereas these are projects of government of India. So this is a double whammy for him, but it's actually people are recognizing what he's doing. And of course, a lot of people might not recognize it. However, I must remind you of the program in Telangana where the appearance of the Telangana chief minister put him in such a spot that at the end the prime minister said 10 minute ke baad main khule maidan mein khul ke bolunga. And that is why wherever there are opposition rule states, if the chief ministers go there, he becomes uncomfortable because he's not being able to use those platforms to
Asif Bhamla, last 1
campaign
minute.
for the people.
Asif Bhamla, last 1 minute. Asif Bhamla, last 1 minute.
You see, coming back to what the coastal road that they were saying, it is India's first undersea tunnel which from Worli to Marine Drive, and it's a 4-minute, if you ask me, with an incredible engineering marvel. I can understand the irony of the Congress spokesperson,
And
because
the
we have not
inauguration
been
was delayed and delayed and delayed for months.
Every day,
This could have been inaugurated before, sir.
Every day, the Prime Minister
This at least you would agree.
has been inaugurating these projects along with the others. And not only this, what we are trying to say is he is transforming India without any discrimination. Be it in West Bengal where Mamta ji is there, be it in Telangana,
okay,
be it in Odisha, be it in, you see everywhere. Last second, you see this last, the Prime Minister has
Okay,
done
I'm
the
really
Vikas,
sorry, Mr. Bhamla. I'm being told to totally wrap. We're totally out of time, Mr. Bhamla. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I am okay, I'm really sorry. We are totally out of time. Thank you very much, all four of you, for joining us. We do hope at the end of the day it would be the voters and the Aam Janta who would be the best of beneficiaries of what's to lie ahead. Thank you very much for joining.